सदाशिवसमारम्भाम् शङ्कराचार्यमध्यमाम् अस्मदाचार्यपर्यन्ताम् वन्दे गुरुपरम्पराम्. I welcome you all with my love and respects. Today, I'll try to share one truth from the tradition of Baul mystics. Vedic tradition has many living stream of enlightened masters, and many streams are dried. The streams which have living enlightened masters, unbroken lineage of living enlightened masters are Vedanta, Agori, Tantra and Bauls. The Baul mystics, even though not well known as a mainstream traditions, just because of their habit of not having property, they are not centered in one place. That is the only reason they are not well known. Otherwise they have all the qualifications to be respected as living stream of enlightened masters. But the Bauls has a strong feeling, the moment you start staying in one place, the corruption starts happening. I do agree with it. Organization is forcing sometime unconscious people to dilute the truth. In a way I can say unconscious people will dilute even if there is no organization. That's the reason I accepted the organization. Even otherwise these guys are going to dilute. But organization some way helps. But the Bauls are such pure uncompromising tradition, they don't compromise even in one step of having an organization or having a permanent place to stay. I had the fortune of staying little time in Bengal and fortune of getting associated with some of the Baul sannyasis. Of course, the Baul sannyasis are not celibates, are unmarried. They live like a breeze, travel place to place, sometime alone, sometime together. They sing so beautifully. Each Baul at least can sing 2,000 to 3,000 verses. Sometime the predecessors, the early masters' verses, are sometimes their own spontaneous compositions. But the main theme which runs through the Baul tradition is the pure love towards everything exists. To the river, hill, sun, moon, plants, trees, animals, and to themselves. Whatever exists, they flood it with love. That is why they are not socially accepted, because they are such joyful species. I can say Bauls and Tantrics are actually different species altogether. One of the most endangered species on planet Earth. They are altogether different species. It's a different life. The very word Baul means Pahal. It's a Bengali word. Pahal means mad. If somebody else calls you mad, there is every possibility you may get hurt. If you yourself declare, I am mad, you are liberated. It's a great liberation from the social image. One of their main core message, almost like a Mahavagya, they transmit to their disciples is break free from the social hypocrisy. The unconsciousness being carried from generation to generation and transmitted to you unconsciously without knowing why, what, without having any reason. Your forefathers are transmitted to your grandfathers are transmitted to your fathers, and your father transmits to you. It's like a unnecessary social hypocrisy which keeps you away from enlightenment. Each tradition has Mahavagya. Vedanta has a Mahavagya, means the ultimate truth, the ultimate word. Tantrics, they have their Mahavagya. Agoris, they have their own Mahavagya. Zen masters, they have their own Mahavagya. The Mahavagya Bauls is say capital letter no to society and social hypocrisy. Constantly, a kind of a unconscious lifestyle, unnecessary lifestyle is made into a legitimate living tradition, trend, and forced on human beings in the name of social etiquette or social trend, social traditions. Please understand. Almost all sufferings caused to human beings are neither because of cosmic law nor because of country law. It is because of social hypocrisy. When the social hypocrisy becomes part of you, or forced to become part of you, the suffering becomes inevitable. Losing enlightenment becomes inevitable. The Bauls are the ultimate beings from my experience. Of course, I never had chance to live with thousands of Zen mystics and masters. I had the fortune of meeting one or two, like Thich Nhat Hanh, Dalai Lama, few Zen masters, Buddhist masters, one from Japan, very few. Never saw bunch or thousands living, giving life to the tradition and having life from the tradition. Any tradition can be called as living tradition only if it can give life to you when you give life to it. When you give life to it, that should give life to you. Only then it can be called as living tradition. But I have seen Bauls in, I can say, lakhs. Every year, the Bauls will have their own Kumbh Mela in Calcutta. Just like Vedantis have a Kumbh Mela in Allahabad and Haridwar, Nasik and Ujjaini. Bauls have their own Kumbh Mela. I'll sincerely suggest at least all my disciples should make pilgrimage to the Baul's Kumbh Mela. Every year they gather. If you Google, you will find out their date. In Calcutta, they don't have big organization structure. Only some few people maintain this website and all that. Almost all Baul mystics gather. None of them are well known to society because they live such a beautiful life, such an innocent life. Society cannot tolerate them. The unconsciousness cannot tolerate them, so they don't recognize the Baul mystics. They are not mainstream people, but I can say that's the most powerful congregation I've ever seen in my experience. There's a beautiful book called 9 Lives. The other day I was reading, maybe after 5-6 years, some book made me cry or tears were brought to my eyes. That book is an amazing book. The author has picked up 9 individuals from the villages of India, different parts of India. So beautifully he describes, so authentically he describes. In that 9 lives, one was a Baul mystic. I know for sure, based on the description, the person about whom the author is talking is an enlightened being. The way he lives, in that they describe very beautifully about that Baul's Kumbh Mela, the gathering. The whole theme of the Bauls and their Kumbh Mela is only one line, saying capital letter no to social hypocrisy. The so-called, the ideas, the social, whatever you can't live, start forcing on others and call or claim that as morality. The social hypocrisy. Even during this scandal, I was surprised. Who all have started teaching morality to me? Rowdies, thugs, media mafias, who run some media, either print or electronic, just to hide all their anti-social activities. The fellows who have hundreds of criminal cases against them in all possible courts of India. All these kind of idiots have started teaching morality to me. This is what I call the peak of stupidity. Peak of social hypocrisy. Anyhow, the Bauls are amazing people who really live with backbone. Sometimes, even Vedantis in the name of compassion bend their backbone. But here are the mystics. Never, never, never bend their backbone. If at all I have fantasy, that is to live as a Baul. Baul, being a Baul, is the fantasy to be cherished by every human being or every being happened on the planet Earth. Much, much more than Zen, because even the Zen tradition has missed one point of not to have a permanent place to stay. There are only two traditions still maintain that, Ahoris and Bauls. Ahoris don't have permanent resident address, but they have monasteries where nobody stays. Ahoris can go and stay and go somewhere else. But Bauls are not even compromised to that level. Just unimaginable life. Bauls are literally like butterflies. They happen, fly, spread colors, just disappear. Nothing else. The only truth the Bauls radiate, say no to all the social hypocrisy. Sit today and you must be having thousands of social hypocrisy inside you now. Pick up only one, just one, say no to it. You got my message for today. Thank you.